All right, big changes coming from Star Wars. They're finally going to right the ship. Did you hear about Dave Filoni? Oh. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm a little late to this, but it doesn't really matter. The overall point I'll get to in a minute, but yeah, there was this business about Dave Filoni's promotion, and well, it turns out that was a bit of he has the position, but the story is quite different. Star Wars social media blew up when someone noticed that Lucasfilm's official site now lists Dave Filoni as an executive producer and an executive creative director. That news also led to online celebrations, thanks in part to Filoni's extensive contributions to the franchise. That and the fact that a lot of people were hoping this meant that this was edging a certain lady out of out of power over at the company. But however, the commotion appears to have caught Lucasfilm off guard. Via IGN, Lucasfilm released a statement that says Dave has been serving as executive producer / executive creative director at Lucasfilm for quite some time now. We simply updated our website. Nothing has changed with his current and future projects. He is busier than ever in a galaxy far, far away. So, yeah, I see even Superhero Hype has here. Oh, related, promoted to executive. Well, yeah. Which kind of shows you, boy, kind of lazy about the site, huh? Plus, kind of lacking in your social media posts about certain birthdays of stars who appeared in Star Wars. But anyway, so yeah, some fans assumed that Filoni's ascension meant that Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy was on the way out. Kennedy was likely the one who promoted Filoni, and her job doesn't appear to be in jeopardy. Well, yeah, look, the rumors of Kennedy's demise at Lucasfilm have been going on for quite a while. For obvious reasons, she's not liked by the fandom. Her tenure, her rule or reign, or however you want to put it, over Lucasfilm has been pretty dismal. Terrible things have happened under her watch, and all roads lead back to her. And then also her own statements on this, and the idiot things like, hey, we didn't have novels and comic books to rely on to build the sequel trilogy. We got to start from scratch. It's just like, gosh, she didn't have a clue. And then all she does is immediately divide everybody. The Force is female and all this sort of stuff. And this every turn was wrong. And all the films, except perhaps Last Jedi, which is ironic, or Reshot to Death, which just goes to show you it's always a mess. Whatever outline and plan, it seems like J.J. Abrams tried to do one. It was thrown out immediately. No plan whatsoever, just all over the place. Her just constant lying about Palpatine was the plan all along, and no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. You're just making it up as you go along, and the results speak for themselves. It seems at the moment the standalone films were the best. Of course, Rogue One, it just pretty much tends to be a large agreement that was the best one they produced. And a lot of people crap on Solo, and it is kind of a stupid film, but I tell you, if the sequel trilogy was more in line with Solo, they'd be in better shape. And just one thing after another, Favreau comes in, brings it back with Mandalorian, and then the sweet spot of Luke Skywalker showing up, and then she immediately sabotages it. And come on, it was her, And so that's what that is. But the overall point here about something like this is, now you got it wrong. Is the desire is vast for changes to be made at Star Wars, and it's pretty obvious what you need to do. And so where it ranges from they're going to retcon the sequel trilogy and all that stuff to rehiring Gina Carano to Mandalorian and stuff like that, pay more attention to the expanded universe, which seems to be their best bet. But it's probably more than likely there could be elements of that weaved in as far as just canceling the sequel trilogy altogether, I'm very dubious that they would do that. But obviously they cannot continue the course that they had set previously. And sooner or later, yeah, Kennedy will go. I mean, nobody's forever. You know? And she'll, you know, the scenarios that she can form her own company and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, they'll give her a grand send-off. No one's going to say, God, she's terrible, I'm glad she's gone, and stuff like that. But it's just the jump on this is evidence of the only real excitement about Star Wars anymore is for it to completely change from where it's been going. And that means certain people have got to go. And it's just like Kathleen Kennedy herself, I wouldn't even care if she's just there as the figurehead. But that story group that she brought in and all that, it's just dragged the whole thing down. And, you know, so the only excitement, yes, is all the negative news about it. Not the product. The product right now is supposed to be High Republic. Nobody, it's a failure. Absolute collapse into ruin. The only thing that was that united everybody was Luke Skywalker showing up in Mandalorian, and then that was destroyed. You know, with the nastiness of what happened to Gina Carano. And so it's just like, how many times can you pull these stunts and expect people to come back? You know, so it would take something, a big shuffling of the power structure there to give anybody any interest to see what they have. Because, you know, the news about Disney and that they couldn't meet their goals with Disney Plus and whatnot. Look, it's not a stretch to suggest that it's a big part of that is this. You know, and the people started, myself included, canceled after what happened to Gina, you know, and you got to right that ship, and they can't rely on Marvel anymore either because it didn't save the day. So yeah, the story, he got it wrong. He had been in that position for quite a while, but again, the reaction shows you that you can't go in the direction that you were going, and you do need to change things. Are they changing it? A lot of people say, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that. And to be fair, I'm sure there's discussion of it, but will it win out? It's just like Gina's firing. She said it herself. There are people who went to bat for her, but they lost. So there's people probably in agreement about the direction they needed to go. They need to be more respectful to what Star Wars was and restore it and all this sort of stuff. But they don't seem to have any power as of yet. But overall, their argument is correct. So anyway, there it is. He was already there, so you know. But there is a powerful lesson to learn here. Will anyone learn it? I don't know. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.